Babadoa Chi-Chi-Cho, Duel Commander, go, 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 Duel Commander on the way, Babadoa Chi-Chi-Che. Hello, welcome to another episode of Duelcast MTG. Today I'm going to be playing Flubs the Fool at the request of Ryan Liddell of Dueling Grounds MTG, another Duel Commander content creator. They do amazing content for Duel. Absolutely go check out their channel. So Flubs is Temur for a 0/5 that says you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card if you have no cards in hand. Otherwise, discard a card. So our plan is pretty straightforward. We want to get Hellbent, cast all of our spells, and storm off to kill our opponents with something like Grapeshot, or make a ton of mana for a Walking Ballista. We are also a Nadu deck. Today, as I'm recording this, is the day of the new BNR, in which I fully expect Nadu to be banned. Flubs is a Nadu deck. It is a manual storm deck. We want to get Flubs out, keep casting our spells, and then storm off by making tons of mana with things like Burgi, retrace our spells with 6. Flubs plus a Roof will let you go through your deck very quickly, which will let you kill your opponent with something like Vivi. To stay alive, we have Ensnaring Bridge. Oko is another win con. I have not really played with this deck much. I played some practice games. Am not really a competent manual Storm player, but once this deck gets going, it can do some incredibly powerful things, and I am looking forward to playing it. That said, I think that clock will be my enemy, and if we can get a match win, I will be thoroughly pleased. I'm looking forward to playing this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And with that said, let's go duel. Hey, let's duel. Round 1, we are on the play. Turn 1 Tameo with nothing really going on because of this basic island. I'm going to mulligan this. The deck is mostly mana, which is really cool. I like that about it. This I am going to keep. I'm going to keep this basic forest in respect of Earthcraft. I think we don't want this Flame Jab quite yet. So I'm going to put this on the bottom. I'm going to go turn 1 Springleaf Drum, and then Birds of Paradise into Renin 6. We'll fetch out our basic mountain, Renin 6. I think before Flubs. We are playing against Scion of the Earth Spider, which is Cosmic Spider-Man. This is 5-color good stuff. Let's go green. Crack this. Get our basic mountain. Tap that for a Renin 6. Next turn, we can go Command Tower, Flubs, Mana Tithe. You got it. Okay, a Roof is really good. How do I do this? Okay, so I'm going to attempt to cast Flubs, because that is our game plan. And again, I am not a Flubs player. All you Flubs players out there, I am sorry if I do a terrible job with this. I'm going to get rid of a Roof because we have a Noxious Revival eventually. Always yield to this for clock. I have no idea if that's right. I don't know if you just always want to keep a Roof. This land is a stinker. I guess I should have kept her because that lets us go through our deck really quickly. And now next turn is tough because we will draw a card and then have to discard something. They are Worldly Tutoring. Wonder if this is a Metamorphosis fanatic. They're getting Tishana's Tidebinder. That is a real stinker. Don't know how we beat that card. I guess a Seal of Removal. EE for 3. And that will get rid of the Tidebinder right away. It will also kill Flubs, but I think that's fine. I fully expect them to Tidebind, even though I don't think that timing will be right. Okay, they didn't. They did that correctly. And then we will pass the turn. I did this wrong anyway. I accidentally cast this for 2 because of the Sunburst. Whoopsie. And it's little things like this where just having very little experience with the deck is a bummer. Red, green, blue. Let's cast VV. Now we should get Tidebound. And honestly, I don't know how to win from here. Because I screwed up this Engineered Explosives. I'm going to yield through this turn. Now their Giant Beater comes down and beats us to death. I'll keep playing for a little bit to see if I can figure it out. Oh, Pyroglyph, that's worse. That kills VV. Now I really don't know how to win. Ornithopter is useless. I'm going to concede because in a winnable game, I'm going to need all the clock available. Game is just not winnable. Okay, here we have a dump our hand and try to turbo out Flubs. A Taiga because 5-color good stuff is hard to play against because they could just be doing anything. So Stifle could be on the menu. I doubt that it is, but you never know. I also don't know if I'm just supposed to mulligan aggressively for a turn 2 Flubs. I like the Lightning Greaves to protect him. Okay, we're going to cast this Lightning Greaves, equip to Memnite, go to combat, and deal a point of damage. They are surveilling. I did talk to Ryan a bit about how to win with this deck. I know his list is not playing Iruth or Song of Creation. He was telling me the way he wins most often is with retracing Seal of Fire or Flame Jab, and Iruth makes that more difficult. Same with Song of Creation. Cast Flubby Dubby, play this Prismatic Vista, discarding a Boro. Always yield to this. Move our Greaves. Cast Revealing my hand of no cards. So I'll search my library for a forest, reveal it, put it into my hand and shuffle, and get Stifled for the effort. Which I don't necessarily mind. Get our commercial district. We are out of land drops. I'll crack this for a mountain. Move to combat. Hit you for 1. And it is tough when you have to untap with 2 cards in hand. It kind of turns off our storm turn. There is a 0-drop artifact, the name of which I can't remember, that taps to exile a card from your hand, and then taps again to put it back into your hand. That card is very useful for when Flubs does get stifled this way. It is also interesting to me, with the times that I've played this deck, how often people really know how to play against it. I feel like I would not. Leyline Binding on the Lightning Greaves makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't hate if they had removal for flubs here. Territorial Kavu, I do hate that. This is the card I was talking about. I'm going to cast this, and we'll discard the Commercial District. This card is too useful long term. Now we do just have to pass. Wonder if this is kind of a Domain Zoo variant. That would be super cool. Now removal for flubs would be quite bad. We are fetching Skin Boo. We are likely dead. This deck is so explosive that until we're dead or in a spot where, like that last game, we can just never win, I'm happy to keep playing. Here's a big attack. Kavu can rummage. Do you trample? No. They pitched Fury, which I think is smart. It just doesn't kill flubs. Let's go block, block. Here's a land, trigger flubs. Here's a land, trigger flubs. Green Sun Zenith for Nadu, I think is correct. I hope is correct. Flubs drew a Spider Punk. This is a card I chose to put in over Ryan had Frenzied Baloth. I found the 2 green pips to be a little difficult at times, and also liked the Spider Punk for this deck. We'll go Hasty Spider Punk. Just get in there for 2. Personal Tutor is good. It will get us Grapeshot or Flame Jab. I took out the... Oh, I forgot to attack with the Memnite also. I took out the Finale of Devastation. It felt really slow. Minskin Boo could be at 1, but I'm a fool. It's hard to narrate and also play, especially with a deck that I just don't really know. They're killing Nadu. Let's see what we get. Sylvan Tutor. What does that get for us? Maybe Bergie or a Roof? Right, that was last game that I discarded a Roof. Oko. That is a stinker. If they attack, I block with flubs. I don't know what they do if not attack. Guess the plan is to use Oko's minus to take the flubs. So now if I Sylvan Tutor, we don't get to draw that card. I'm going to go to combat and attack Oko with everything. Try to take this trade off the table. The Oko trade, that is. I think next turn Spider-Man comes down and basically kills us. Because our deck doesn't really interact, I'm not sure what to do about any of this. What does the Sylvan Tutor get us? Is it the flip side of Bergie? My Lightning Greaves is under there. I guess we get 6 to try to retrace the Nadu and then eventually find a Haywire Might to get the Lightning Greaves back. That's all I can really think of. I could have also cracked this Waterlog Grove, but I'll save that for next turn to try to get Nadu back. I have a feeling on this next turn we're just taking 10 from Kavu and Spider-Man. F6 here. And with the 5-color good stuff pile, they don't really have to cast this. Saskia, so that's double damage. And we're dead? No, we'll go to 2. Okay. So we're at 2. This is our last turn to really do anything meaningful. But it's not impossible. Go makes a food. The problem is there's no real interaction for any of the stuff that kills us. Pass 6, draw a card, and then not be able to play Nadu. Our mana off of bouncing something. No, I can do that with the Springleaf Drum, but then we're still just dead. Right, GG. 0-1. Round 2 on the play again, this time against Slimefoot and Squee, with what I think is a keep. Spellskite plus Nadu feels really strong, and the Skull Clamp to trigger it. Mistrise Village, I don't think entirely matters. And by that I mean it doesn't really matter. I am going to start dumping out cards. Mistrise Village will come in tapped. Unless we top deck a forest or mountain. And I am F6ing through basically every opponent's turn. Topia Sprawl, so that's Slimefoot and Squee next turn. Walking Ballista. I also don't know if it's right to, when we are flubsing, just rip Walking Ballista for 0. I think it is. Our only real recursion is 6 and Noxious Revival. This deck is super cool. Just, again, have no real idea what I'm doing. I did not cast Slimefoot, and I'm not particularly sure why. Go to combat. Attack with the Xantid Swarm, so we have the rest of the turn to ourselves. Something is happening. Maybe a Bowmaster here would make sense to me. Fatal Push. That's fine. It will stop us from Skull Clamping, unfortunately, but that would have happened either way. I think we'll cast this Spellskite now, and then pass the turn. And just hope to draw a land and cast Nadu. Spellskite is nice as just a blocker. Some sort of Goyf would be a 3/4. White of the Reliquary. I think the main target in Slimefoot is the Lazotep Quarry. Personal Tutor does not help us. This stinks. We'll haste up this Spider Punk. See if they're interested in a trade here. They are not. Not surprised. Could have maybe personal tutored for the card whose name I can't remember that gets us a forest. Will block. Spellskite. That was a bad block. I should have blocked with the Shield Sphere, and then a burn spell lets me save the Spellskite. Okay, they were just attacking for the sake of it. Let's cast Nadu. Now there's no point in attacking with anything, so we'll pass. Spellskite plus Nadu feels really good. They're going to use the white now, sacking Slimefoot. So it'll be a 3/3. I thought they would sack the Saproling. They just want to surveil. Okay, not a busted creature, that's nice. Spellskite is spell or ability. They have a lot of mana, and all the good Rakdos 2-for-1s. Hopefully this isn't a Chaos Defiler. 5 mana is Chaos Defiler, yep. Oi, that stinks. And they can sack it. So they can get rid of Nadu and the Spider Punk, and I won't be able to Skull Clamp it for cards. Or they can wait, and then as soon as I cast Flubs, they can do that. They're interested in just doing it now. They don't currently have the mana to bring it back with Slimefoot. So I'm going to, on my turn, cast Flubs, Walking Ballista for 0, and try to storm off. Or do I want to cast Walking Ballista for 2 and shoot their Saproling so they can't bring back the Chaos Defiler? That might be better. Although they can just re-sack Slimefoot. Sylvan Tutor. I'm going to just try to Flubs. Alright, we're flubbing it. We don't even have the mana to keep going. Because I have to discard one of these. I'm out of mana. I'll keep the personal tutor. Attack. Get Chaos Defiled and lose. And now we get Chaos Defiled and just lose. This is why I don't super love these all-in decks. I think I will mulligan more aggressively moving forward. Because we want to get Hellbent anyway. Yeah, they are Slimefooting the Chaos Defiler. And because it doesn't target, the Spellskite does nothing. And now they can sack the Chaos Defiler again. We can never win this game. Okay, game 2 on the play. This might be too many lands. I'm going to keep it for the turn 2 flubs, which I'm pretty sure is what we want to be doing. They are on a mull to 5. They kept their 5. Go get Taiga. Flub City. Flub City. 10, 10, 10, 20. Wild Canter. Ornithopter. Pass the turn. Okay. They clicked through main phase 1 in combat. Here's an elf. Go seems better than Flubs to me, so let's do that. This is one of the ways we actually win the game. I'm going to elk their elf. Slow them down a little bit, block with the Ornithopter, and they concede to Oko. We got a game win. Oko confirmed good. Does land grant make this a keep? Do we ever care about them knowing our hand? This just doesn't do anything. Bird into Punk seems good to me. I'll keep this. Put down Hedge Maze. Spaseju could come in handy as not necessarily a land. Is bad on a Utopia Sprawl. That's a great draw. Going to deal quite a bit of damage to ourselves. But again, our goal is go fast. So what if I explosives here? We'll kill their Saproling, which I like. They're fetching, bad lands. I assume this is Slimefoot. No, it is an elf. I am happier to see an elf. And then an Accursed Marauder, goodbye bird. Halfling. I'm going to take this opportunity to get Hellbent. This time I'm going to cast the Spider Punk with a +1/+1 counter so it can trade with Slimefoot. Because this trades with Slimefoot and then Engineered Explosives blows up their Saproling. Pyrogoyf would be kind of a bummer here. Is it Chaos Defiler again? I've already determined I can't beat that card. This is some Spider-Man card, I think. So now the Accursed Marauder comes back. I will sacrifice Spider-Punk. Sorry, Kraza. Have a green floating and they'll cycle a troll. Okay, let's try to do Flubs things. Let's go blue, green, and red. Cast our Foolish Frog. Play our land to draw a card. Noxious Revival. Let's cast this on the bird. Or do I want them to draw something bad? They have 2 cards in hand. I'm actually going to put a fetch land on top of their library. Old Amulet. We are doing Flubs things. Knight Safekeeper is great here. Let's Flame Jab their elf. We know they're drawing a land. Play this Breeding Pool. Play this Tinderwall. It is fun once you start doing the crazy stuff. I don't think we have a chance to cast Nadu here. We don't. Because this sacrifices for red. So we'll steam out. Next turn we can do the Nadu plus Sylvan Safekeeper thing. We know they drew a fetch land, like having the 3 land drops. There's an Eldritch Evolution. Let's bank a mana on this Jeweled Amulet. So this has access to basically their whole deck. And maybe they want to defile Flubs here. Eldritch Evolution, confirmed good. Nadu has negative synergy with Flame Jab, but also the card's stupid and incredible, so I had a feeling that was going to be the grab. They did take the Tinderwall. I was thinking that might be an option, and I love that they did it. Oh, was that a misclick? They killed the Tinderwall and then scooped. I wonder if that was a misclick. I'll take it. That is a match win with Flubs the Fool. Round 3 on the play yet again against Hei Bai Forest Guardian. Ooh, this is a Last Airbender card. When it enters, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a shrine. You may put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Cool. Never seen this deck. We're going to keep our hand. I have not yet had the opportunity to play with Last Airbender cards, and I am a bit of a Last Airbender freakazoid, so I'm really excited to finish up the couple of brews I'm working on to play them. Let's go Yavimaya Wild Cantor. The Wild Growth is super free next turn. I will consider grapeshotting a mana dork. Ooh. You don't say. We'll go get our Taiga. No, we can't do that because we need blue. I need red long term. I also need blue. Or we'll do like this. Wild Growth onto you. Do I want to go Flubs? I'm going to go Flubs. I think is better. Because Flubs plus a Ruth is how we start going off. I don't think a Ruth is that good on her own, though I could be very wrong. Either way, we have the expedition map to go get our red source. I cannot pay the one, so I won't. Flubs back to command zone. So this is going to be another 5-color good stuff pile. Expedition map, rack it right away. Get our Taiga, play that, and then we'll go for an end step Worldly Tutor for Nadu and just make it their problem. It is one of the major upsides of Nadu. Not that there are really any downsides, since it's a 3/4 flying for 3 and just brings you cards and really does all of the things on its own. But when you have another game plan, you just cast Nadu and make it their problem. I don't know if this deck has a Chaos Defiler to get around it, but Nadu generally replaces himself. And we also have the woodlands to bring him back. Oko. Does that change what I'm doing? I don't think so. I would rather have them Oko Nadu and get my card than have them Oko Flubs. Green 1, cast Nadu, play the Shifting Woodlands. That would be Storm 2 to hit Oko. I don't think I want to do that. I'm excited to see what this deck is doing. I wonder if it is Shrines, or if they just like having a 4/4. Imagine they have to Oko Nadu. Yeah. Could grapeshot him to just draw another card, but that seems insane to do. Oh, they traded for him! Kreplach. That's right. Oko's insane in every way. Crack the food. No, because the food is mana with Maria. Snaring Bridge is very good. How do I do this? We really need Flubs out. I can go Maria and Grapeshot the Oko. I think I like that plan. Or can we not do that because she only taps to add green? Imagine me not punting. Shifting Woodlands on. It is. We don't have the mana for it. We have triple green. So I guess have an untapped non-token artifact. Punt City. Punt, punt City. That's all I do. Punt, punt, punt. This is just a symptom of not knowing what any of the cards do. There are so many cards, and reading is hard. I didn't realize this was non-token. Boo. Boo this man. What are we getting here? Drown in the Loch. Dismember. 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 Vitamins, minerals, very high number. We'll create a food. Alright, so Grapeshot's in hand. How do we win this game? I'm not exactly sure. I played that last turn basically as badly as you can play a turn. Harbor Elf, not helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Oko just gets rid of flubs. We can go a Ruth plus Arbor Elf. A Ruth gets elked. This thing is not helpful with the shifting woodlands. None of these are helpful. Let's just cast spells. Arbor Elf plus Ensnaring Bridge. Try to take some of this pressure off. If this gets countered, I'll probably just concede. I don't know how we beat Oko at this point. I'm also paying no attention to how I'm tapping. I kind of have to elk the Arbor Elf because it's worth so much mana on this board. So Nadu can attack us. Seal of Removal or Aether Spellbomb would be nice to put this back into our hand. Yes, it gives them a card, but they already have 5 of those. To be expected. Mystic Sanctuary. Getting back Dismember, which does kill Flubs. And a Ruth. I don't think I can ever win this game. Maybe if they don't have a way to immediately draw the Dismember. Why did they put the Dismember on top? Deals damage to any target equal to the number of shrines you control. So they put the Dismember on top and then use their commander to get rid of it. Land would have been really nice. You're just a dumb 3/3. Can't get enough Storm to kill Nadu. Let's put you into play. I am so bad at this game, I can't cast a Roof now. I'm just going to shoot Oko for 2, so I can try to get Hellbent. Though I am playing this basically as badly as one can play it. What am I even doing? Do want to be as Hellbent as possible for Ensnaring Bridge. Although maybe the Shrine just kills me. What is your ability? Wooburg tap. For each legendary enchantment you control, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. With this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. Okay. I just don't know how I ever beat Oko. What is this? Go Shintai Life's Origin. Sure. I do feel fairly safe with the Ensnaring Bridge. I don't know if they have some sort of combo. Alright. So we can get Hellbent. I want to do that, and I want to cast a Ruth. Her getting Oko'd matters much less, and then we can have a Flubs turn. Grapeshot is in the graveyard. Noxious Revival exists. Long goodbye, don't care. I'm going to Surveil now. Would really just like more red mana, so I'm going to get the Volcanic Island rather than Surveiling. 1 damage to any target. Putting 1 on the Arbor Elf. Is it any target or just a creature? Oh, any target. Okay, so Arbor Elf is dead. I think they should have just shot me in the face. I've never known what Goshintai does. Oh, and the Ensnaring Bridge is gone. I'm dead. Okay. Oko's really good. I don't know if that was lethal damage, but that game was so far out of reach. I would like to play first. Can't keep that. There's the Ensnaring Bridge again. Ballista. I am going to mulligan more aggressively for mana. This looks better. I think we put away the 2 zeros. These cards just don't really do anything right away. Scalding Tarn. That's Taiga. Taiga casts a Wild Growth. Next turn we have Renin 6 to get our fetch land back. Force of Negation. That's so aggressive. I don't mind that. They were on a mull to 5 as well. Surveil. I will keep that land on top. Cast a Pyrite Spellbomb. They are fetching in response. I wonder if this is a Force Spike or something. No, they're just surveilling. Ornithopter, cast you. And then we have next turn, Wrenn and 6 pick up our land. Can yield through this turn. They went land pass. I'm actually going to play this forest for some sort of Force Spike effect. I would like to give Wrenn and 6 the best chance to resolve. It's not going to. I will yield to all. And then I think this Pyrite Spellbomb draws us a card at end step. They're down to 3 cards in hand to our 0, but we want to be at 0 is the difference. Not having a blue source is definitely a bit of a stinker. Let's draw a card. Halfling is good. Halfling, oh, blue, red, green to try to cast Flubs. I have a strong feeling he will be countered. No, he resolved. That's great. Here's a halfling. Will always yield. That stinks. I don't know if that's right or wrong to do there knowing that I would have to pass the turn with one in hand. Luckily, it's Expedition Map, so we can cast that, discard a card, and then crack it for a land to keep our thing going. 3 mana in the pool, Toxic Deluge. Well, that stinks. Waterlogged Grove, recast Flubs, and pass the turn. 5 mana in the pool for a Wrath of the Skies for 3. Okay. Flubs will cost 7. I don't think we have a City of Traders or anything. Here's an elf. Here's an expedition map. Let's crack it right away. Is it Yavimaya here? No, I would like to have blue-green. Get a Hedge Maze. Where are you, Hedge Maze? Hedge Maze. Surveil off of it. Keep that land because it's fine to discard if nothing else. And pass. They have 1 card in hand and nothing going on. They can cast their commander and draw whatever shrine they're going to draw. I yield to E. 11 cards into the revealed zone. I'm not even going to bother looking. This is Go Shintai again. What does Go Shintai actually do? Whenever it or another non-token shrine you control enters, it creates a little guy, and for WUBRG and tap it, you can return an enchantment. Green, red, blue, Flubs. Whoops, forgot to tap. Oh, am I? Yeah, Flubs. Countered. I think we're dead. I'm going to surveil, and if it's not mana, oh, if this gets stifled, we're done for. It's getting stifled. Oh, no, it's not. I don't have another surveil, so we'll play this tapped. I'm quite sure we're dead. 7, 8 damage, so that's half our life total. They do only have 1 card, but I have no interaction whatsoever. What can we even get? What draws are there that makes this competitive? I don't think any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Safekeeper, we're done here. 1-2. I am happy to have gotten a match win, regardless of how weird. But yeah, not having anything to make this uncounterable, I feel like this is maybe kind of the sad play pattern of this deck. But we've got two more to try to pop off. Okay, round 4 on the play yet again against uh, Acererak. This is a combo deck. Our hand just doesn't do enough. I'll mulligan. This looks fine to me. They don't have counter spells, so we don't care about this Mistrise Village, but it is our third land. This only returns creatures, which doesn't matter for Acererak. I'm going to keep this and bottom the Spell Bomb and go turn 1 Tamiyo. And then we'll get Volcanic Island and Sylvan Tutor for Nadu, I believe. Green Suns. Play this land, go to combat, attack you, always yield to this. I think I want to Green Suns for Sylvan Safekeeper, actually. That seems like a strong play to me. I am going to do that. Yeah, get the Safekeeper, cast Flubs, try to hit some mana, draw Nadu, and try to just kill him out this way. It would be so tight if I felt confident with this deck. Two black for Carnival of Souls. That's a combo piece. So now, if they have a cost reducer for Acererak, that's bad for us. So play this Mistrise Village. Red and green. Cast Flubsy Wubsy Dipsy Doodle. Trigger. Let's always yield. We're going to pitch this Xantid Swarm. Crack this for our Taiga. Sylvan Tutor for Nadu. By the way, Nadu was banned today by the official committee. So this will be the last video in which I play with Nadu despite the fact that it will technically remain legal on Magic Online. Dryad Arbor. Oh, wait. Yeah, because we drew this when we cast the Sylvan Tutor, that's right. So they're going to unmask me. It won't work, but then I don't think a Jet Medallion will do it, but a Sibsig Ceremony, Bubbling Muck. Okay. So they now have 4 mana. for a damnation. Sure. Let's return Flubs. Okay, so now we don't have the Safekeeper for Nadu stuff. But we do have Nadu. They get to add a black mana, play the Dryad Arbor, pass turn. They might just combo us out on this turn. They could also just have removal for Nadu. Shieldred's Edict. Oh, did Moto just crash on me? Sack the Dryad Arbor. Pass our turn. I am officially F6 through their turn. So they're just looking for like a Relic of Legends or Sibsig Ceremony, Bantu's Monument, Jet Medallion, any of the cost reducers. They do only have one card in hand. And this will drain them. So I think they need the Bantu's Monument so that they gain their life back. I think is how it works. I'm not positive. I've lost to Acererak plenty. However, I've never played with it, so I'm not sure exactly how it does its thing. Let's attack you. They're at 13, and then I'm just going to recast Flubs. And I'm not going to miss Rise Village because I can't. And here's our frog back. They lose a life. Oh, we might be able to kind of burn them out with their own carnival. Because it's any creature, not just theirs. They're back to 3 cards in hand. Sometimes Acererak just turn 3s you. But we are not in that game at the moment. They're at 11. I think we can realistically cast 11 creatures in a turn. Okay, we're getting another turn. That's good news. Here's a Springleaf Drum. Flubs trigger. Here's a Kobold to deal you a damage. They go to 10, we draw a card. Here's an Elf. They go to 9, we draw a card. Here is another Elf. They go to 8, we draw a card. Here's a Wild Cantor. They go to 7, we draw a card. Bauble. Land, draw a card. Yeah, when this deck pops off, it feels amazing. It is just so reliant on flubs. Ensnaring Bridge isn't what we want to see here. I'm still going to cast it because that's what we're doing. Tap this kobold. Ensnaring Bridge. Ensnaring Bridge doesn't matter to them, and now I can't attack! I should have attacked first. What an idiot I am. Ugh, Andrew. That was so bad. And Wildcanter doesn't cast this seal. I hope that doesn't lose us the game. But it might. Rant rant. That was so bad. I just should have gone to combat, hit them for 3, and then kept trying to storm off. They are drawing a swamp, which I like. Because it means it's not a combo piece. Haywire Might. That takes care of the Carnival. Dead of Winter. All of our creatures die. Except for Flubby. We get to keep our Flubby. Which is tight. He's a -4/1. Can you kill him now? Dreadfugue. Have whatever you like. Probably the Haywire Might. And we have these clues. Oh, if I had just gone to combat there, we'd probably be fine. Because then they would be at 3 and we just need to find 3 creatures. Scalding Tarn will pitch the seal. Crack a clue. With this blue-red land. Cast a Skull Clamp. That was so loose in a game where we're finally really popping off. Exploration, draw a card. Prismatic Vista, draw a card. Alright, 6 creatures in a row. 6 castable creatures in a row. EE. I'm thinking for 2. I want to try to kill them with that card. So we're going to do it for 0. Song of Creation. Now we should really be able to go off. I'm going to get a basic mountain and a basic forest for Earthcraft purposes. Green, red, blue, and 1 for the Song of Creation. Flubs draws us a card. Spellbomb, not really what we're looking for. But I am going to just keep doing the Flubs thing. We always want to stack this Song of Creation first, so we get to draw the original card. Spellbomb. Can we get to Bergie? You can know about Bergie and Shuko. Nadu is in the graveyard. But we can't cast Bergie. Shuko is just castable. Go and get an untapped forest. Play it. I would like to pay the 2 life. Flub's trigger will discard Shuko. Can we cast a Ruth? Alright, she's getting discarded. Would love to start finding the 0-drop creatures. Grapeshot wins the game here. Worldly Tutor. I think we're just going to pitch that. That's Phyrexian Altar, not Phyrexian Walker. So I think I'm going to Worldly Tutor for a 0-drop creature that we can maybe Skull Clamp. Oop, that's red, not green. This deck is hard to play. Oh, I should have stacked it the other way now. But this is a 3-drop. And I don't remember if we're out of land drops or not. I think we might be. I should bobble them and see what card they have in their hand. We are 5 minutes behind on clock. Phyrexian Walker. That's a good draw. Doesn't really matter what we get here. I'll get Ornithopter because I like it. So now we want to stack them this way. Discard Breeding Pool. Can we do it? Can we achieve the storm? They're at 5. There's more mana. Get rid of this. If I hadn't played that Ensnaring Bridge terribly earlier, they would be dead. Which is a bummer. Pitch the Hedge Maze. Does Seal of Fire do it? Not quite, but close. I don't know if they have a play, or if they're bored with me. I think both are fine. I do want to see what's in their hand. Oh, it's just Acererak. Right. Silly goose I am. So Spellbomb plus the Seal of Fire will kill them. But we have 1 mana. So let's just tap the Walker for red. Stack them this way. Tormod's Crypt. Oko doesn't matter anymore. I need to come up with a mana. And I have no idea if I've done this whole thing wrong already. There you go. That will do it. Goodbye, Utopia Sprawl. No response. Shield Sphere. They'll lose a life. And now we Seal a Fire and kill them. If we can find Seal of Fire on this ginormous board. There you are. Okay. So playing the Ensnaring Bridge before combat made that harder and more stressful. But we got to see how crazy this deck can go when it goes. Because that was awesome. Is this a keep? I think 6 is one of our best cards. I'm going to keep this. Because retracing the Spellbomb can be really cool. So if we don't get turbo comboed, we can go for that. Utopia Sprawl, you say? I'm going to go with the Elf, because that makes Utopia Sprawl kind of free. Utopia Sprawl onto this, name blue, Surveil, plus Wild Canter, plus Spellbomb, Disruptor Flute, Jinkies. That's sure to name Flubs. We have, I don't believe, any way to get rid of that. Utopia Sprawl here. I don't think we name blue anymore. I think we just do red. Tap this. Play the Spell Bomb. Play the Canter. Play the Crypt. Surveil 1. Keep that land. Go to combat, do nothing, and pass. So a Song of Creation is kind of our backup Flubs. Heartless Summoning, that's the one that wins them the game quickly. The other thing, we have so much mana that we could theoretically just cast Flubs for 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure. I'm into that. Get a Valk. Green. Red. Blue. 1, 2, 3. Cast Flubs for 6. Having a billion mana is so fun. I do understand why people like this deck. It's just not necessarily for me. So Acererak costs 1 because of the Heartless Summoning. Damnation. Boo. We're going to leave Flubs in the graveyard because of 6. Disruptor Flute is a real bummer. Do we want the Wild Canter back? No, I would rather have the land. It's fine. Cast this Defense Grid because I'm not interacting anyway. And pass. Now if they kill 6, we can probably never win. That was probably just a horrid mistake. Especially because I was just saying how our deck is all mana. We'll yield. Through the dungeon 1, 2, 3 more times. 4 more times. Pass the turn without killing us. You can still attack, so let's go to combat. Say Hayata. Why not have a land pickup? Oh, it's only lands from the milled cards. Stinker. You take 2. I cast a halfling. I draw a card. Do I have to play this land? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that'll be 6. Could pitch it for the Wild Canter and then do nothing. I think I'm just gonna play the land. And then that was probably a huge spew. Let's yield through the turn again. So they're just doing their Acererak thing, casting him and going through the dungeon. The other thing with Flubs being in the graveyard is if I need to, I can crack the Tormod's Crypt to put him back into the command zone if this 6 does die. This deck, the Acererak deck, does sometimes win with Tendrils of Agony and Lethal Storm, but they're too tight on mana to do that. So now they'll draw 3 and can cast 1 without paying its mana cost. Looks like they might be out of gas. So they have no more mana and 9 cards in hand, so they're going to discard. If I draw a land, I recast Flubs. If 6 hits a land, I recast Flubs. We'll have 2 more looks at them and then try to storm off again. Still about 5 minutes behind on clock. They're discarding Toxic Deluge, and a swamp. Sounds good. So let's cast Flubs. Where are you, buddy? Cast with Retrace. Go. Blue, red, green. 1, 2, and 3. Discard a land card. It will be Basic Forest. He's back. Combat. Attack. Pick up Horizon of Progress. They go to 17. Did we find anything exciting here? Not really. So let's play the land. Always yield to Flubs. Land Grant is great here. That's a VV. A VV that we can't cast. I would like to cast that VV. I would like to cast VV, but alas, we cannot yet. Unless we draw a land and then we can retrace him. Nope, I have no idea how to play this deck. Sacrifice this land, draw a card. You may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. So they sadly get another turn here, through which I am going to just F6. Alright, so they've gone through a ton of stuff and cast Emrakul the Promised End. I'm going to let them take my turn and see what they do with it. Oh, they cut down Flubs. I'm going to put him back in the graveyard. Let's see if they know to crack the Tormod's Crypt. And because I don't have any useful interaction, I guess they attack 6 into Emrakul, block him, so now I can't retrace. Crack Tormod's Crypt on themselves. I did give them a line to just win, but I don't know if they'll know to take it because playing this Flubs deck is just a walking headache. If they exile their own graveyard with Tormod's Crypt, we can never win. So that was another huge mistake, but they did not do it. So let's Tormod's Crypt ourselves. Put Flubs in the command zone. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What do we have to pay for you? A lot. We have to pay 9 for him, so we're going to do that. Blue, green, red, red, blue, green, 1, 2, this. So here's Flubs back, and we try to storm off and make something happen, I guess. I have no idea if we'll be able to, but I'm still going to try. Whoops. Quit through combat. Don't know that that matters. Shifting Woodlands, I don't have a graveyard anymore. I'm at 17. This isn't lethal. I'm going to play this game until I'm dead. I'll yield until the end step to surveil. Look at this little baby Emrakul. It's only a 12/12 instead of a 13/13. Nice heartless summoning. I don't know why they're tapping all of this mana in advance, but it also doesn't really matter. If they've found the tendrils at any point, they have lethal between that and Emrakul attack. Here is a Beseech the Mirror. Here's the tendrils, and we're dead. Okay, let's go to game 3. There will be on the play, trying to be the most foolish frog in the land. I would like to play first, thank you. We've got a billion mana, an Earthcraft, and a Spell Bomb. I'm going to keep it. I think we just rip Flubs on 2 and then worry about Earthcraft stuff. We have about 13 minutes in clock to my 9.5. Disruptor Flute was a beating last game. Hoping not to see that card again. Bowmaster. I have no response to Bowmaster. Though I do hate it for me. Can we ever beat a Bowmaster? Yeah, because of a Spell Bomb, but it doesn't feel good. Discard a land. Play Earthcraft. Let's always yield to Flubs. Discard Rograk. Crack this for a basic forest. Play this Spell Bomb and try to maybe combo them out next turn. I think that's all I've got here. Also, Flubs players, I'm sorry if I'm supposed to wait to cast Flubs there. Like I said, I just have no idea what I'm doing with this deck. Sheoldred's Edict, that is real unfortunate. That's real unfortunate. That's really fortunate. I changed my mind about whether things are or are not fortunate. Make a food and trade it for your Bowmaster if I can. Sounds great to me. Well, they're probably just attacking Oko. Yeah. Makes sense. But Oko in theory buys us a lot of time. It's not particularly good against Acererak specifically. Well, Oko's dead. Feed the swarm on my Earthcraft. This is going from bad to worse. We can't Shifting Woodlands and Oko ever because it comes at 0 counters. Well, I'll keep playing, but I don't know if this game is winnable any longer. The Sibsig Ceremony. That is another way that they win the game. This only bounces creatures. I'll bounce the Bowmaster just to do something, I guess. So if they want to replay it, they don't get to cast Acererak? I don't know. This just makes a billion zombies. It's, I think, the quickest way for them to win on Magic Online. So now they stack it so Acererak returns to their hand before the Sibsig ceremony. This still triggers and makes a zombie. Get to pop me, crack this food and gain my 3 life. Land. Bergie. Bergie's probably fine. And if I find a land or a 0, I can cast Flubs again and try to kill them before they just zombie me to death. Although, if they recast Bowmaster, I can probably never win. If I can't go mana positive on this next turn, I'll concede. Flubs is definitely a really cool deck. I personally hate it. I'm not having a ton of fun playing this deck. Just always F6ing through my opponent's turn and kind of needing my commander to win are not playstyles that I personally enjoy. But like we saw, it can super pop off, and those are fun. But sitting here like this, I'm not the biggest fan. When we have almost certain death to an Orcish Bowmaster. There he is. But he dies. Oh, I didn't think of that. The Sibsig ceremony actually turns off their Bowmaster. That's kind of nice. We will get a turn or two. I don't know why I said or two. I think this next turn is our last turn to maybe have a chance. Any land or 0 drop lets us cast Flubs. They put a damage on Bergie? They did not. I don't think my life total matters. Just gonna take the damage. I'm already so close to dead. Right, because there are 10, 12, 14. So they have lethal on board. They have super lethal on board. Alright, well there's a land. So that is Flubs mana. And then we cast Flubs, make a red, and die. Is there anything in our graveyard that matters? Spell Bomb doesn't matter, Earthcraft doesn't matter, Robrak doesn't matter. That's 14, 16, 18. Alright, GG. Alright, currently 1-3 with our only match win being our opponent scooping very quickly twice. On to the last match. Okay, our fifth and final round against Aang Swift Savior. This is kind of a spell queller in the command zone, also soft removal. This is a card I'm very excited for. I am going to mulligan my hand for something faster. This strikes me as fine. And we'll pitch the grapeshot because defense grid is theoretically very, very good here. Hope to just draw a land. Basic island, cycling Lorient revealed right away. Sure thing. They're getting a meticulous archive. Hopefully there is no mental misstep. If there is, we get got. I would like to cast this Jeweled Amulet and pass the turn. Let's yield through this turn. They have a Relic of Progenitus. Interesting. Ooh, the Beefster. We like the Beefster. Cast this defense grid while we can. Are you permanent? Airbend up to one other target creature or spell. So they can't hit the defense grid. Vendilion Click, you got it. Probably taking VV would be my guess. Although maybe it's the personal tutor. Oh, they took VV. Even though he wasn't castable, but it would have gotten us the land, so. So do I cast Springleaf Drum first? Yes. Yeah. We have green, red. No, I should not have done that. That was silly. But we'll get Hellbent here. I think we want the Flame Jab now. Or do we want the Green Suns? I guess we'll get Green Suns. Because we'll bank a mana here. I have no idea what I'm doing. Exile the personal tutor. They're fetching. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing with this deck. Let's not bank a red mana, let's bank a green mana on this Jeweled Amulet. And then you are free to deluge your memory. Why did I get that Green Suns? I guess just to get Nadu in play. And then if they want to airbend it, yeah, if they would like to airbend it, it'll get me a card. I hate Grove of the Burn Willows as a land, just in general. Okay, Nadu in play. He is officially their problem. He can block the click. Relic of Progenitus again, that's fine. Underworld Breach is not legal. Demolition Field's kind of annoying. I will block. I don't know what they have that can deal it a damage. Maybe a Razorgrass Ambush? No. 5 mana for a spectacular pileup. Okay, so he's destroyed. And he gets Relic of Progenitus. Well, here's our Flubby. Green, blue, and red. Cast Flubs. And start trying to storm off. Land. Let's always yield to Flubs. Land. Land. VV. We like a VV. Nothing else to do with it at this exact moment, but blue, red, and 1 for the Veevster. Let's bank a red mana on our Jeweled Amulet. Wait, is there a way to cast this Renin 6? I don't believe so. Yeah, so let's bank a red mana. No, let's bank a green mana. Bank a green mana on our Springleaf Drum to our Jeweled Amulet. Like so, and then pass the turn. Feeling fine with my position thanks to Renin 6, because we cast this, we discard our card, but then we get to pick up a land and start flubsing again. One, two, three, four, 5 mana in the pool. Is this another board wipe? Mystic Confluence. Sure. Yeah, we'll just discard. We'll exile the land instead of an audio. So how much mana do we have? Let's go. Red, green, blue, cast VV. I should have exiled Nadu. Go blue, red, green for flubs. Green for a safekeeper. Discard Renin 6. And pass our turn with a bunch of board protection. And hopefully we just find a billion non-creature spells to VV them out. I wouldn't mind grabbing a basic if they do this. Relic again. This time they are nuking the entire graveyard. They have 5 cards in hand, but hopefully it's just a bunch of counter spells that are locked there. Wrath of the Skies. That's a real stinker for me. Sure. That was a real stinker. Let's go blue, blue, red, green, and 1 to recast Flubs. Cast this Ornithopter. 6 is not what I was looking to see. So let's heal through the turn, since we have nothing to do. We can cast 6 and try to storm off, which is the purpose of this Aboro, which I will return to hand at end step. Oh, I F6 through the turn. Wanted to do that at end step. They thinking of stifling the Aboro. They are. Final Showdown. Are they like Oops All Wraths? I'm not gonna put Flubs to the command zone. We'll try to 6 him back again. That's a lot of wraths. I have a Stern Scolding for 6. Now I don't know how we win. Wraths on wraths on wraths. Yes. Let's get a basic forest. I would like to draw a card. Seiju. It's not ideal. Green for a Tenderwall. They might just be on the counter everything plan. They're not. So I left Flubs in the graveyard like a fool. Cast Ensnaring Bridge and pass. Well, if they Aang it, I'll just recast it. They're down to 2 cards in hand. Yep, it is getting Aanged. Okay. I'd like to cast this Ensnaring Bridge. And Phantom Interference. Okay, I will pay 2. Ensnaring Bridge is resolved. but I don't have access to flubs because I did this stupid play. I should have known 6 would either not resolve or just die. That was kind of an insane play. They're getting back Wrath of the Skies, which will clear the Ensnaring Bridge. It will also kill their Aang, but I just don't think they really care. All right, let's go to the next game. This has ceased to be fun for me. Obviously, that's a huge punt to put Flubs in the graveyard there, but not having a lot of experience with this deck and not really enjoying the play pattern very much, this is just kind of not super fun for me. And whether we go 1-4 or 2-3, that will be the case. So I would like to get this league over with. Get our tropical island, cast our skull clamp, cast our kobold, and pass the turn. I'm going to take a draw 2 here. Crack this for a Taiga. Cast a Sylvan Tutor. That gets force spiked. I don't really care. Go to combat, end step. So that is not straight up counterspell mana. They are really concerned with graveyards. Respect, graveyards are good right now. It's wild growth onto this land. I'm going to cast Vivi first. I care less if this gets countered than if Nadu does. Memory lapse, you got it. Recast it next turn, put the clamp on it. They're not holding up Aang now. Vivi again. Equip the clamp. Do that for a blue. Cast the seal, trigger Vivi, and pass the turn. Vivi is another card I haven't really played with that seems incredibly powerful. Not that that's news to anyone. Next turn. Forest. Try to cast ourselves a Nadu. I assume this gets Anged. And then we can have a potential recast if they don't have a better counterspell up. Interesting to be playing this land. Reprieve, sure. Cast Nadu. Add blue mana and a red mana. Move the Skull Clamp. Always yield. Surveil 1. I don't want this Haywire Might. Flame Jab. That is one of our win cons, though I am not good at using it. And we will attack you. Should have moved the clamp back onto Vivi for the extra damage, but whatever. If they do anything to remove Nadu, we'll seal of removal. Opponent is deep in the tank here. I would like to cast Flubs next turn and try to pop off. Okay. Next turn. Excellent. There's a stop in my upkeep. To Swift Recon. Do I even care if Nadu gets Swift Reconfigured? I don't think I care. No response. I don't think that's particularly good removal for Nadu. Red, green, and blue. Cast Flubs. They did not Aang him. Cast this. Always yield to Flubs trigger. They're cracking their Myriad Landscape. I have a feeling this is someone playing on Moto with just the cards they have. I don't know why else anyone would ever play Myriad Landscape. Discard this elf. Flame Jab you. Move Skull Clamp to Vivi. Court of Calling. I think you're supposed to get a Berkey or something. Let's do that again. Hit a land this time. We'll pay my 2 life. Go to combat. Attack you for a bunch. They go to 10. I think activate Vivi here to add red, red, blue, red. Cast the Ensnaring Bridge. Get rid of this Chord of Calling. Trigger, trigger. Bank the red mana on the Jeweled Amulet. And should have Skull Clamped Flubs twice, but I accidentally hotkeyed twice beforehand. If it's another Wrath, I'm going to bounce Flubs over VV. If they just go to Airbend it, I don't think I care. Council's Judgment. I'm just gonna let this happen. And they're voting for Skull Clamp. I will also vote for Skull Clamp. I think that was, at this point, one of the least important cards. Especially because I just flat out forgot to use it. Aang, you got it. Targeting the Veevster. I will also target the Veevster. And go to our turn. Ooh. Have to tap blue for VV. Cast the Veevster. I misclicked land. Flubs will discard this Findhorn Elf that I don't want. Pyrite Spellbomb. Discard the Green Suns. Rack the Spellbomb to draw a card to try to keep storming off. Discard this land to Flame Jab them. I think is what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Let's do that again. No, you fool! This deck is hard to play. Guess we'll just cast the Worldly Tutor. Get some 0-drop to the top. Sure. Cast this Tinderwall. Cast this Ornithopter. Oh, I could have gotten Dryad Arbor, couldn't I? Could have done a lot of things. Bobble you. Lose focus on top. Crack this. Get Forest. Sack you. Cast 6. Earthcraft. Can we cast Earthcraft? We can. Going to add all red. Oh, I banked red with this. Hey, Magic is a hard game. Ugh. Okay. Well, if they're at 3, playing that Prismatic Vista instead of Flame Jabbing was a real stinker. If we get Wrathed here, that's annoying. And since we know they're playing 15 Wraths, yep. Command Zone this time. Yavimaya. Earthcraft. They have a lose focus, but we have the mana to pay for it. Red, green, blue, Flubsy. No more lies, I will pay. Cast a Memnite. Did I just go to combat? No. Earthcraft. Use the Memnite to untap this forest. Use that forest to cast a Halfling. Cast Utopia Sprawl onto a basic forest. Name Baloo, I guess, for this personal tutor. Earthcraft. Untap it with Flubs this time. Use that for the personal tutor. Found an Urza Saga. I guess I want Grapeshot because if I can find red mana, we just win. Do I have a basic mountain? No. I cannot play this game properly. That's really, really annoying. This deck requires far too much thinking. Yeah, but if I named a red on the Utopia Sprawl, then I couldn't have even personal tutored. Am I getting Wrathed again? Yep. Wraths on Wraths on Wraths. Oops, all Wraths. Annoying, but it's a strategy that's working. Sylvan Safekeeper. Draw a card. This thing. Storm is now lethal. And we'll Grapeshot you. We won another game! We have 7 minutes on clock. Oh, Ryan, I adore you. I hate Flubs. Probably just try to kill him with constructs this game. I'm not going to crack this bauble because I want to play the construct game. Brainstorm is fine. Oh, I guess Aang just straight up removes a construct. That's kind of neat. For them, not for me. I hate that for me. Saga. Spellskite. Combat. Attack you for 2. Pass the turn. So now the Spellskite protects for construct as well, which is nice. Wrath of God. I think they were about to cast Aang and then realized that he has flash. That's what it looked like to me anyway. Combat. Attack you for 2. There's Aang. On the Spellskite. Yeah. Let's see if they know to block the Memnite to shrink the half. To shrink the construct. They did not do that. End step I'll pass. I think it's smarter to block the Memnite just to shrink these constructs that are going to be massive. Unless they just have removal for both, which seems perfectly reasonable. Ooh, Vivster. I still just want to make constructs. You're going to Tails End my trigger. Don't really care. Do I show them my hand to hit the land drop? I think that's probably fine, honestly. Combat. Attack you for 4. And Swords to Plowshares. Sure. Now what do we do? I think I will show them my hand. I don't really care. I'd rather hit my land drop. Force of Negation. That is so aggressive. Sure. Man, that is so aggressive. They could have just... I might have let that resolve just to know exactly what's in my hand. Oh well. I don't mind. Going to attack you with a huge construct. They only have 2 cards. Straight up counterspell there. Cool. Combat. Attack you for 4. Yeah, they should block and then airbend this away. But I'm not going to cycle my baubles until they do. Court of Calling. Combat. Attacked. They did nothing. So now I'm going to cycle these baubles, because I need to find my land drops officially. They have a plains coming, which is nice since they only have one card. I should have cast this Seal of Fire. They overtapped for Aang? I'm not sure. Bauble, bauble, still no land. Unforge, as the kids say. They're not attacking. I guess they're just playing to clock and nothing else. Utopia Sprawl here. Washing it away. Seal of Fire. Pass the turn. They have no cards in hand. They drew one. Oh no, they're just gassing up their Restless Anchorage. That's fine. It flies. Yes, it flies. You may have your map token. You're going to crack it immediately. Oust is on top of their library. Yeah, the clock is the real issue here. Phyrexian Walker does not matter. Cast an Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Ousting the elf. Gassing up their anchorage again. Only interested in attacking with that, which does make sense. They have one card in hand. Love to find a land here. Never ever going to. So we have nothing castable. Pass the turn. Our deck only plays 34 lands. I am not surprised to not be finding them. The tail's end on the Urza Saga turned out to be a stinker for a Pyrite Spellbomb or a Jeweled Amulet. Probably would have gotten an Expedition map, actually. Island goes to their hand. And Memory Deluge on top. Recast our elf. Pass the turn. There's their Deluge. In combat. They are not interested in doing anything, which means they're just holding up interaction. Oh, upkeep. What are we getting? Unexpectedly absent on my elf. We can cord here. So I'm going to, because I don't have anything else to do. This is 2. I don't even know what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? Tinderwall? I cast Flubs. Hey, Wiremite doesn't matter. We have no real removal. Walking Ballista. Who cares? Yeah, I'll get the Tinderwall. I'm tapped out, so it doesn't actually cast Flubs. Pass. This has been an incredibly annoying game, just never finding the mana to play. Demolition Field, that will be annoying to me. I would like to use the ability. I'd like to get my basic island. They're just trying to time me out, which is their best win con at this point. Although they probably could have killed me on combat damage by now. Another thing to do in upkeep. Looks like they're tapping all of their mana for this thing. Choose a creature you control that gains indestructible. Sure. Okay. There's our third land, finally. Way too late. Cast Flubsy. Yes. They have one card. I mean, there's just no way I can kill them in a minute and a half. Memory Deluge for 7 this time. I have a feeling Flubs is getting removed in upkeep. No. They actually just didn't have anything to do. Never thought I'd see the day. Pentad Prism. Done. Spell snaring that. Sure. Pass the turn. Green Surge. I can F6 through this. Disruptor Flute. Or I just named Seal of Fire. Yeah. But we were F6'd, so it is what it is. Cast the Leavester. And time out before any of it matters. You're going to counter it anyway. Hold Reacher. Sure. I'm still in the discard phase of this. Yeah. No, I can't pay. You know I can't pay, you silly goose. Pass. I have 37 seconds. I'm going to concede. Okay. 1-4 with Flubs. Honestly, better than I was expecting to do. Just me playing the deck. I wasn't expecting to pick up any wins. I don't know what half the cards do. Yeah. Not my playstyle, personally. We saw that the deck can do some insane things when it gets going. The problem is, for my taste, is it's so reliant on Flubs to win. And I personally like a deck in this format that has a lot of resilience and can win through the 99. I punted a bunch of times just trying to click through because I have clock anxiety on Moto. Not the reason I lost and doesn't matter, but it is a thing that exists. I don't think the deck is particularly good. I don't think any deck that has to have its commander in this format is particularly good, but I could see why people love it. It is really fun when it plays Magic and does its crazy thing. Just not for me. Ryan, thank you for, you know, having me play this deck. It's cool to try out new things that, I would have never tried otherwise. But yeah, probably not a Flubs guy. So thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you on the next one.